All right. Thank you, Dr. D, for ushering us in for today's webinar. Queen, it looks we will wait a little more for others to join us in. For our Dream Team family on YouTube, if you've joined us already or you are still trying to join in, we apologize for the delay.
Okay.
Yep, there was a little delay in beginning. So we are going to wait for everyone to get in. And don't worry, it's going to be short. The conversation and the presentation is not going to be long today. So we will be able to catch up.
All right, sister.
Yes, we will be able to catch up. All right, Dr. D, just bear with us. Let's give everyone a few minutes and then we can go straight right in with our signature tune to welcome everyone in. Okay. Checking on others. Okay. Queen Yvonne, what do you say we give another 2 minutes and we begin and then
Yeah,
take
that would make it 10 minutes even after, so that's fine. Yeah,
yes, and then we can begin and wherever we are joined,
of course.
we just
Absolutely.
we just proceed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so we trying to check if I'm on YouTube. So
Mm-hmm.
yep.
Okay, sister. I think it's time.
Okay. Let's see, just a minute. Okay. Okay. We are going to begin, and we hope that the rest of the family, the rest of the Dream Team family, joining us. Whether you will be joining directly in Meet-In or you'll be joining through the YouTube, we want to heartily welcome you for another Sunday's webinar to the Dream Team. Everyone is welcome. We hope you had a wonderful week and you have started the new week in a good way, in, you know, hoping with hope, gratitude, and looking forward to the rest of the week. But for that, I will want to ask that our Dr. Derek, King and Dr. Derek, open us with our signature tune to prepare us for our mind today's webinar. Thank you, Dr. Dave, for everything you do for us behind the scene. Over to you.
Indeed. Thank you, Dr. Derek. Yes.
We are here, shining bright into the future. We rise high with one heart and revolution, lifting up humanity as we rise, standing tall, hand in hand. We are the unicorn, we are the stars. Bringing hope, shining the light. We're a nation, we are rising with one love, with one hope, bringing solution, lifting up humanity. Let's rise high, standing tall, hand in hand. We are the unicorn, we are the stars. In it to win it, in it to win it, to win it. In it to win it, in it to win
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Sister Kanla, are you muted or unmuted? I see you speaking, but I don't. Okay.
Yes, thank you. I was muted and already celebrating. So thank you once again, King Dr. Derek,
Yes.
for that a beautiful melody. Oh my gosh! And maybe Queen Yvonne, we don't remind ourselves again as much as we did before. Do you see every time how Dr. Derek enhances and includes new pieces as
Yes,
go along this
absolutely.
journey?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. It's a living theme. Absolutely.
as it's a living theme, and I
Yes.
am not sure how many of the us every day we take that moment to look through and listen, not
Yep.
only enjoying the melody, but actually focusing and looking
Hmm.
at. It's a story. It's a beautiful story Dr.
Yeah,
Derek
it
tells us
is.
in the
And always
non,
evolving. Very much so. Yes.
very involving. So I want to encourage and urge all our dream team kings and queens. Every moment we play that melody, always try to look, and you're going to see the difference.
Yep.
For the
That's
week and
true.
for the month, it keeps changing. And that
That's
is
right.
how you know we are making progress, and that is
Yep.
how we are resilient, and that is how you know how far along we have come to where we are.
Exactly. And that is why we should always thank Dr. Derek because he's just making sure that we get it, very
Yes.
pictorially. But if we pay attention, we will see what is happening. So, yeah.
Correct, correct. So thank you again. And I also want to take this moment to thank our Queen and King, Dr. John Ajongwen and Dr. Pat for the
Yes.
platform, because
Mm-hmm.
without them, we will not be here. Thank you so much. We
Mm-hmm.
will forever be grateful for this platform. And I
Absolutely.
know, yes, I know you are up and about, and summer is still busy, but
Mm-hmm.
jump in if you're able. So thank you as always. And to each of the leaders, whether you are physically at the front or you are walking behind the scenes, we see you. We appreciate everything you do.
Amen.
And we value your participation, we value your contribution, and we say thank you for making this dream team what it is today.
Yes.
And even for those that may not be joining us at this point in time, but have also contributed to bringing us to where we are, we continue to say thank you, because we stand on everyone's effort and contribution. So, without much further ado, we want to head off to the first part of our webinar, which is usually the mindset. Our song and music leads us to that. And so our mindset for today is going to be done none other than our Queen, Yvonne. Over to you, Queen Sister.
Thank you very much. And, I'm just going to go right into it so we can have short and sweet. So,
Yes.
as always, I want to say greetings again to everyone. So glad that we're here together again. And of course, we give our Creator thanks for His mercies, which are numerous and new every morning. So, thank you, Father. And so, I call this one the sacred tapestry, and it's moving from self centeredness to sacred connection. Today, we are exploring deeply into a transition that every single human soul must navigate. It's a quiet spiritual evolution that marks our journey from self centered isolation into true sacred connection, which is what we all crave. It is a shift that happens when we step out of our own internal dialogue and step into the larger stage of life. And so I have four sections. The first section, part one, is the solitary universe. Think back, if you can, to the very beginning of our individual journeys. While none of us consciously remember our earliest days, babyhood, we understand the fundamental truth of infancy, a world that for us revolves entirely around us. That's what babies do. They think, and so they should. Our cries bring attention, and our needs dictate the actions of those around us. Everybody's focused on the baby. In those first innocent moments, it truly is all about us. We are, in the purest sense, the sole protagonist of our tiny, burgeoning universe. In spiritual terms, this is the season of absolute innocence and total self preservation. It's all about us surviving. It is necessary for our survival. As babies, we have no concept of where we end and where the rest of creation begins. The universe is centered within our own little skin. And the illusion, 3 points, the illusion of centrality. We are born believing we are the center of the world, the center of the orbit. Everything revolves around us. And then the gift of pure need. Our early demands are not selfish, they're not. They are simply the raw expression of life seeking sustenance. And then the third point is the necessary cocoon. The self centered focus protects us. It protects us while our spirits and our bodies and our souls take root in the physical world. It's building a foundation. But we were never meant to remain in the cocoon. And so, part two, I say, stepping onto the world stage. As we grow, as we step into the larger world stage of life, we begin to realize that our narrative is interwoven with countless others. Last count, they say we're 8 billion plus. This is often where the real spiritual friction begins. We enter classrooms and other families and workplaces and communities carrying the subconscious expectation that we are still the main character and everyone else is merely an extra in our play. But scripture teaches and speaks directly to this delicate threshold of truth. In Philippians 2, verse 3 to 4, Paul writes that do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above ourselves, not looking to your own interest only, but each of you to the interest of the others. So we are to serve one another. This passage is a call to step out of the solitary universe. It asks us to undergo what we might call the sacred awakening. We bump up against another person's pain, another person's joy, or another person's completely different perspective. And in a flash of divine insight, we realize they are experiencing life just as deeply as we are. Their inner world is just as vast, just as complex, and just as sacred as ours. The spiritual stage and the core internal orientation. In the infant stage, the world exists to serve my survival and needs. That's the infant stage, the baby. And then the egoic stage, I am the hero and others are supporting characters. And then when you become awakened, when we become awakened, we say, I am one thread in a vast divine tapestry. So we are evolving, growing, and maturing. When this reality settles into our spirits, the illusion of isolation shatters. You realize that you are not a solitary island, but part of a living, breathing tapestry. Part three is the gift of uncentering ourselves. When we step off the pedestal of being the center of the universe, something extraordinary happens. We find profound relief. Carrying the weight of being the main character in every room is exhausting. It forces us into performance mode, constantly managing how we are perceived, protecting our ego, and reacting to every minor bump as if it were a direct attack on our existence. When we yield to the larger spiritual narrative, however, we transition from performance to presence. We shift from reaction to relation. We stop reacting to people through the lens of how does this affect me, and we start relating through what is happening within them. We offer the global buffer, that's what I call it. We allow space and silence before responding. We offer others the dignity of being seen and heard without imposing our immediate judgment or need for control. And we discover divine alignment. We recognize that the divine spirit is moving through everyone around us, not just through our own lived experience. And in part four, walking in the sacred relation. How do we live this out in our day to day lives? How do we honor both our unique individual identity and our deep connection to the whole? And so I chose the acronym TAPESTRY, TAPESTRY. The T is for truth. Acknowledge that you are one thread, not the whole cloth. And awareness, the A, notice when your ego demands to be the main character, especially in somebody else's play. The P is for presence. Trade performance and anxiety for grounded listening. Listening. The E is for empathy. Recognize that others experience life just as deeply as you do. The S is for stillness. Pause before reacting. Offer, offer a quiet buffer of patience. And the T, trust. Rest in the knowledge that you don't have to control the script. R is relation. Shift from reacting to people to truly connecting with them. And the Y, yield. Surrender the need to be central and step into grace. Give everyone, including yourself, grace to be themselves, to be authentic. It begins with intentional observation. It starts with the willingness to step back, take a breath, and simply witness the world without needing to dictate the plot. When you sit across from a loved one or a colleague or even a stranger who rubs you the wrong way, remind yourself of this truth. Their story is as real to them as yours is to you. And when you release the need to orchestrate every outcome, you open yourself up to true grace. You stop demanding that the universe conform to your preferences and you begin asking how you can serve the higher good of the collective tapestry. So, as we go about our next week, pay attention to the moments where you feel the urge to put the spotlight back on yourself. When you feel that tightness, take a breath, step back, and recall your place in the tapestry. William Shakespeare wrote that all the world is a stage, and all the world might be a stage, but you don't have to play all the parts. You don't have to carry the weight of the entire play. You only need to walk authentically in the grace of your own part, your journey, honoring the divine thread in everyone you meet. So I leave us with this personal question. Where in our lives right now is our spirit inviting us to step out of performance and step into sacred presence? And some of us will choose self reflection, and others who believe we are guided by a creator God, we can turn there for answers. And so it is, Queen Kanla, so it is. We look to him always for our answers. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, that was powerful. That is a wonderful mindset preparation to get into our presentation for today. And you are right, Queen Yvonne.
Mm-hmm.
You are right. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Thank you.
You said so many things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I can relate with almost everything. And I don't even want to insult all of us that are here because it was straightforward, simple, and we got it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
my relatability is, or I can sum it up to that you talked about moving from the individual to the collective
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
in our lives,
Mm-hmm.
and this stems from our creator.
Yes. Yes.
That is our purpose of life. Man was not born or created as an individual alone. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the studies, or we say in education, we call as sociology,
Mm-hmm.
anthropology, it says man is a social being.
Yes. Absolutely.
And you do not live in an island.
No, we don't.
I'm just paraphrasing. It's not a quote, but man is
Mm-hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
an island. I
Right.
mean, I can see what you're saying because if we are born and raised with that perspective, that context in mind as we grow into the world, which you beautifully laid out as a child,
Mm-hmm.
the center is around you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Everyone, you are the center, you are everything, and everyone is all you. But I
Yes.
think the beauty of it is that some of us really never outgrow that attention.
Yes, that's the danger of that. And it makes life a little bit rough for those people because Sister
Exactly.
Kanla, we are on a journey and we came here for a purpose, and our purpose is to serve one another. It's laid out for us, not just by me. I got
Ex-
that from Holy Word. We are here to serve
exactly.
one another in whatever capacity. That's why it's very important to find out what our purpose is.
What your purpose? And then as you become that adult, you get out of that center of attraction now, and you have to go into the world and live
Yes,
in the world. And then
yes,
you become that social being, and then your individualism now, you have to start looking out to the collective, because
absolutely.
when you stay in your own cocoon, like you say, eventually you realize that no, that is not the purpose of your
It's
life.
not. It's not.
It's not. It's not. Oh my gosh, I love how you laid it out so beautifully.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
yes. And the acronym just, it fits so well with the mindset. But
I
I
like that acronym. Yeah, tapestry. We all know what that is, and it takes many different moving parts to come together, right, and
correct.
create the whole. So that's what I was going for. So thank you, sister.
Wonderful, beautiful. Now, do we have any comments or leaders in the chat, or if you want to raise your hand and contribute to the word, please, now is the moment for you to participate. We want to hear you say something because this was powerful.
It's very quiet in the chat, sister, but we're very small today, but that's okay. So long as it was received, that's fine. People can think about it later on, right?
Exactly, when we get to the Q&A. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we will do that. Okay, then let us go straight into our presentation for today. And so you're going to bear with me. I am wearing more than one hat, just like Queen Yvonne is going to be wearing more than one hat for the
Yeah,
leaders that are here.
yeah.
So I am the presenter for today, and as well as moderating with Queen Yvonne and the other leaders that are behind the scene. So
Mm-hmm.
for our presentation today, are we all excited and looking forward to today's presentation? Do you have an idea of what we will be talking today? I want to see who has been thinking about it, or even if you cannot guess where we head today, but at least we left some clues from part one.
Yes,
Can
you
we
did.
can we have a refresher if you can recall the conversation from part one? So it will help ease us into part two today. Thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
looking at
Uh,
Brother Eldad. He's sending up what is that, emoji of some sort? I saw it fly
oh,
by there.
is that Elder Harold?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you, Elder Harold.
I think I think the topic is very it's very you. I mean, you're looking about building fair and inclusive AI, right?
Yes.
DEI, isn't that
Mm-hmm.
right? Diversity, equity, and inclusion. And
Mm-hmm.
how do we go about doing that? Is that what part one was about as well? I think, right?
Yep. Part one was the overview of that and
Okay.
how we go about doing that. Okay. So any thought process of, from your own experience at this point in time, your own interactions with the AI, how do you see it being implemented or applicable, whether be it in your career or be it within the family setting or be it within the community?
But I don't know how far down you want to go because I do a lot of research online, checking out what AI is going on with. And one of the things that I think I use LinkedIn a lot, and people are, to my way of thinking, people are still acting as if AI is something being done to us rather
Mhm.
than we. As I wrote the other day, we are the human beings, maybe not me directly, but human beings are the one driving this technology. I took exception with the name from the very beginning, artificial intelligence. It is not artificial. We're the ones putting our intelligence in there. They can, the machine or the technology can access it faster and do manipulate it much more than we can, depending on the instructions we give it. But it is human intelligence. So why are we acting? This might not be your topic, but why are we acting as if it's an alien invasion? Like we're at its mercy. I don't understand that, and it's very frustrating when people who should know better, like LinkedIn is supposed to be a very professional platform, and almost every other article on there now is talking about AI has done this to me, AI has done that to me, AI has made me lose my confidence. How is that possible?
Good question, Queen Yvonne. I like where you're coming from.
I'm
That
sorry, I
is
just don't get
that,
it,
that
sister.
is a
I don't.
powerful, reflective question you're asking. Good, excellent.
Yeah, that's my pet peeve right now, and I jump on it as soon as I see it, and I'm forever writing. It's not an alien invasion. We're doing it. So remember, we're the ones putting the information in there. It's so far as I know, it's not sentient yet. Which of course I know that some people want it to become that, but that's a different story. But currently, yes, AI can extrapolate that information in nanoseconds faster than we ever could. But that's the big thing about them. It's information that we put in there, and I
Correct.
mean we human beings.
Yes. Yes.
The biases, all the wrong things that are already creeping in there, sister. It's we that's
Mm-hmm.
putting it there. They didn't go and make it up.
No.
So that's my 2 cents. I'll shut up now and let somebody else say something.
What a brilliant way to open up the discussion and the conversation, Queen Yvonne. You
Thank you.
are right. Thank you for that. Do we have anyone else who wants to contribute or participate? It's going to be short, even though we are running behind. We started a little bit with the technical delay, but hey,
Hmm. Hmm.
today is going to be short and straight to the point.
Okay. Looking forward to it, sister. Let's go.
Okay, all right then. With that, I will go straight to sharing my PowerPoint presentation. And Queen Yvonne, you nailed it. You
Thank
nailed it because this discussion for today is headed towards that direction,
you. Mm.
that perspective.
Hmm.
Don't believe everything you're being told,
Exactly.
but rather, what are you doing to ensure that you align yourself to be in the path where you can leverage it
There you
and
go.
you can make good use of it?
There you
Because
go. Yeah.
what we are hearing dominating, we be it our social media or at the job place, is all the negative aspects. But guess what? It's the algorithm.
Yes, absolutely. That four-letter word. I know it's not a four-letter word, but you know what I mean. It's become a very bad word, but it's the technology. It don't act as if we've been invaded from outer space. I don't like that.
No, we have not. So permit me share my screen and then we can go to, okay. All right, you can let me say you're sharing your screen.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
Okay. I
okay.
see something there, but it's not opening up yet.
It's
Okay.
asking me to show preview. This is new. Okay. Can you see the slide?
Yes, I can.
The
But is it?
full slide or the
I just see they put the picture, the icon, the image, the graphic. I don't see. Are you in sharing mode?
yes, I am. So let me get that.
Hmm.
Just a minute.
Okay, there we go. I think.
Is it the full slide deck or the presenter's
It says workshop
view?
presentation culture. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Queen Kanla,
Yes, Dr. D.
do you have more than one monitors?
Yes, I do.
Well, you are showing the monitor with the presenter's view.
Okay.
You are not
Let,
showing just the slide.
okay.
You are showing the presenter's view.
Let me get out.
No, it's not going to come off. You have to stop sharing and choose the window or choose the monitor that has the presentation. So you have to um, start the presentation first, and then you come back to meeting and share the screen that the presentation itself is on.
Okay. I did this well the last time and it's still trying to do the same thing today. So please bear with me so I can. Okay, I have it. I have started it. Okay, now let me share my screen. Okay, entire screen, the presentation. Okay, all right. I think I got it. It worked this time around. Okay, so yes, we got it.
Okay.
Yep, technology. Even though I think I have understood it, meeting is still, it's a learning process for me. So thank you for bearing, yes, for bearing with me. Okay, so as we were saying, transitioning from our mindset to today's presentation, which is our part 2, we will be talking about building economic power in Black and minority communities. What is the impact of AI when we consider the culture, the diversity, and the bias? We address the introductory knowledge and information in part 2, but now we want to dig deep and look at how we can build economic power within our respective communities. What are some of these impacts? How has it been and where we are today? And again, we want to dwell on that fairness, that inclusivity. And of course, we cannot discuss and talk about that in isolation, but we will be talking about that in comparison to the status quo, to the traditional system, which is the economic power within within the white community.
Okay.
So yes, absolutely. So artificial intelligence sits at the center of the next major wealth transfer in America. I don't know if we are fully aware of that, or we are still hoping that, oh, AI is not yet here. And so our conversation throughout this presentation will examine who stands to gain and to build lasting power through it. I know when I thought about that, I was so curious to find out, to dig deep and see what is happening. And so we are going to look around three threads or from three different angles. Not necessarily we'll discuss everything today, but again, because this is an ongoing series, we will continue to explore those options. And of course, bias in current AI system is going to be one. The representation gap in AI careers, that is the one that has shocking, that has taken everyone to, to the core. We are all shaken and everyone is so scared, everyone is so worried. Queen Yvonne, you talked in your mindset, you asked the question, but we forget that it is all the humans that are putting this intelligence in there. And so we have the power to determine what direction we want to go, or even if we do not participate in the inception from the beginning, we still have the opportunity to explore, to change the trajectory. And so then the question becomes, right now, how do we begin that process to build through this technology that we have right now?
Are you are you
Yes,
going to go? Sorry, sister. Are you going to go straight to, or are those questions you throwing out? What is it?
yes.
Okay.
So
All right.
yes, I'm going to go through it, and then as we go, we'll be reflecting. I pause for a moment so we can think about it.
Okay. All right. I got it.
This is a reflection of some of the things we looked at from the last presentation when we talked about building a fair and inclusive AI. Some of the things to reflect on. Is it fairly representative? Is it diverse? Whether we are talking of the development team, how do we test it often to ensure that it has that fairness? How about the ethics of it, the principles, the transparency and accountability? And then are we open to feedback from the public, which means that feedback is going to be us humans, the users versus the developers versus the programmers. And then is it going to be a level playing field for everyone? Is it going to change, or is it going to produce the same economic patterns that we've seen, that history has, or not? And can we change it? So our next slide takes us to the bias problem, how the systems are reflecting existing inequities. I'm sure each one has an experience here, whether from your career or whether within the society or you go out to social functions. But I know when we talk of existing inequities, what comes to mind straight is professionalism in your career. There is a research which is the MIT Media Lab research on facial recognition and its accuracy gaps. I know some of you may have recognized that. And from the slide, you can see that this research found out facial recognition misidentifies darker skinned women at a rate of up to 34.7%. Just think about that. Think about that. And then you have some error rates for lighter skinned men, yet stay under 1%. We were talking of careers, whether it's in education, whether it's in the hospitality industry, whether it's transportation industry, whether it's healthcare. In those industries where AI is advanced already and is being implemented, hiring and credit score algorithm replicate historical lending and workplace discrimination. Why? Queen Yvonne, you answered that question from the beginning when you gave your contribution.
Yeah.
Are we connecting these dots now? Can you connect them to lived life outcomes or experiences? Or not necessarily directly to you, but you will certainly know someone that has been misidentified because of their skin, a woman or a man, or someone that may have been wrongly arrested or accused of doing something that they were not the one tied to that, right? Or let us even go to our business environment. How many of us have gone to apply for loans, automated loan denials, just because sometimes of how your name sounds? Sometimes they do not even need to see you, and then let alone facial recognition. If you are too dark, if you are light, maybe the sound of your voice or your accent,
Yes.
it's not explicit sometimes, but guess what? If you even think about it, if they think about it, then they are using it. It plays into the bias. And so
Yeah.
we see all of these things mirror where we are today, decades old discriminations to where we are today. And so if you have experienced any of these instances, or you have encountered these algorithm biases, or you know someone that has encountered any of them, then this presentation or discussion is for you to bring that awareness, that education that we need. And hopefully that what we discuss or what we learn from here will be enough to help you understand better and to be able to respond appropriately, or let's say a constructive positive response towards whatever the scenario may be. So the next slide, we want to look at what are some of those representation gaps in AI careers. Is there anyone that comes as a surprise, Queen Yvonne, or the kings and queens?
Black professionals hold roughly 7% of the overall tech jobs, and Black founders receive less than 1% of AI startup venture funding. And Black entrepreneurs across all sectors capture under 2% of total venture capital dollars annually.
Yeah.
Well, there's no need for any interpretation there, is there? I mean, come on. Queen Kanla, I'm just surprised at how quickly these biases became embedded
Yeah.
into this technology. As I said, it's not like an alien invasion. Nobody's coming down here and forcing this supposed artificial intelligence, which is human intelligence, into these technology algorithms. It's we that's doing it. So where is the disconnect and why? How was it allowed to get like this? This was supposed to be an technology, from what I understand, that was going to make it fair and square and objective, which is what you're talking about,
Correct.
fairness. But
Yes,
that
fair.
is not what we're seeing happening. The same things that were in the previous technology, just before this, are now being amplified right here. This is what I see.
Correct.
So, is it who? Is it us, the hoi polloi, the other? Who is who is allowing this to happen?
That is a good question, and hold on to that thought. Let's see as we proceed if we are able to answer some of our answer
Okay.
completely, and if we are not able to answer, then we can circle back again and have a conversation. And guess where this statistics is coming from? From the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This is data coming from the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
That is not good. Yep.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So, just to what you're saying, it is a representation that is missing somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
The old system has been working well as intended, and now we are moving on to a new system, which is AI, right? Think about that. Let us just think about that. Which communities' problems are resolved first? And which communities benefit,
Yeah.
yes, more?
Yeah.
The algorithms were built by who? Did
Yes.
we have people of minority,
Mm-hmm.
Black, African, Asian,
Yep.
LGBTQ,
Yeah.
engineers within the environment, or even to call them in as consultants, or in whatever position, career positions that you can bring them in to be able to catch these blind spots before the product launches? Do you think they did all of that? Because I'm sure someone may have thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes back to your question, why was it not addressed?
We needed objective overview, and that is not in place.
Okay,
Yep.
it's not in place. So the question still remains, why and when or how? Right? So
Yeah.
we can see how Black-led organizations are building AI power. For those of us who may already be aware, you may recognize some of these. But if you are not, all hope is not lost. Desperation is not what we can afford right now,
True. Very true.
because we have already established that this is built, or this has been built on the old technology system.
Yeah.
So Black organizations or organizations with people of minority, they have a global research network that was founded by Timit Gabriel and Radiat Abibe. I did not know that until I was preparing for this
Mm-hmm.
presentation. And so now it tells me there is more information out there that we can tap into to be informed. But how many of us even know if we just base on the algorithm that is being pushed to us through our social media platforms?
Yes, absolutely.
How many of us knew that this is out there? I did not know for sure.
I didn't know either.
And then it tells us about there are mentorships into senior technical leaderships. You have Black Tech Pipeline that connects Black engineers with committed employers. When we talk of fairness or when we talk of inclusivity, isn't that what we are looking for? So if you have these organizations within the community, let's try to know who they are, where they are, connect with them. Data sciences or empowered by data training pathways into AI careers. There are so many jobs out there that the title they need people to come in and enter that data into the various systems to power them. Are we going to be able to participate in there? Or if you're not, through this network, these pipeline connections. So it helps us. It moves whether you are the engineer or whether you are the developer, and irrespective of your color, black, brown, to work on these employment sites. And not only work there, but at some point in time, through the career ladder, they can move you, for example, the engineers into these pipelines, and then they can move them into leadership positions. And may not even require the traditional uh, um, computer science backgrounds, because sometimes there are some jobs that are on the side. You're taught, you're trained, and you move in your career ladder in that perspective. So now we are moving from being aware of what are some of the challenges, the difficulties, from the problems, to awareness, the resources that we have available to us. This is a very good example that I found. HBCUs, universities, they are acting as AI talent engines. I think the last slide we just discussed that not everyone will be financially capable to get into an HBCU's college. So you go the route of getting into the career, the jobs through the pipelines, right? You're trained, you learn, and you grow in your career ladder. It says, you see, this is just a proof of the concept that strong output with fewer resources will demonstrate talent pipeline already exists. So yes, it's been existing, but is it being brought to our awareness? Our family, our children, generational, who are currently going to college, or are we still pursuing only the traditional careers? How much
Yes.
of the traditional careers that we are positioning our children to be aware that this time AI, you need to incorporate AI as part of the studies, because I don't think eventually, whatever your profession is, you're going to need AI at some point in time.
Absolutely. It's without a doubt.
Yes, yes. And you see that this college, the HBCU college, there are so many of them out there, though they are at the center, but they have these partnership programs with other local colleges, universities, from where they are able to connect these students who wants to get into this career path, who qualify to, to study, and they pick them up, and then they can pursue these careers and become the engineers, and then eventually uh, proceed to leadership roles.
Right. Sister Kanla, it's been said that knowledge is power, but it's not, is it? It's only knowledge you know and apply. So if you don't know, and that is why another thing at the very beginning of this whole technology thing, there was actually some kinds of people who were trying to make an industry of
Yes,
what they call AI pumps, because you have to know, because your research brought this to the fore. So you
yes,
have to know what to ask. So, this is another frustration. Instead of worrying about what other people are doing, the, ask good questions. Think what you really want to learn and put it in there. This is what this technology does. It's
yes,
a servant. If you ask the good questions, some of the conversations I've had, you don't even want to know. It could it could last all day, because thought builds on thought, and but you have to have the interest. You know what I mean?
yes,
More than anything, nothing is going to be handed to anybody anymore, if it ever was. You know what I mean? So talking
yes,
about university students, they need mentors or parents or whatever who will tell them that if you look in the right places and do the right research and really be focused, you will get to the bottom of what you want. It's there. It's there.
correct, correct. It's there, it's scarce, the funding scarcity is there, but guess what? It is there.
It is.
It
It
is
is.
there. Now, for example, now from the slide, it tells us that Howard's has this partnership with
Yeah.
major technology firms
Mm-hmm.
and Morgan State's federally funded degree tracks.
Yeah. But it's like it's some well-kept secret. But if we allow it to become that, it will become that. But you found it. Others can find it. There are so many
Yes.
ways of going about that. But people, a lot of people have gotten used to being spoon-fed. Okay. And they take just what the first thing that they hear and don't. That's another thing. Critical thinking was another point that was made when the technology started taking root,
Yes.
because you're going to have to do the work and not
Yes.
just take everything at face value. That's the first thing, because there are bad actors out there, people who are manipulating right from the very beginning, because
Yes.
they like to trigger and outrage, and people, even on LinkedIn, this is another quarrel I have. They throttle, as whatever they call it. They throttle so many measured and meted um, articles. They want stuff that makes people enraged, and then they like the back and forth, and because human beings tend to want that. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
if you sit down and write a very good piece, a balanced piece, as I like to
Yes.
say,
Yes.
they don't like that. It doesn't get the likes and the this and the that. But
Yes.
you start something that's very confrontational and just about to drive arguments, and it
Mhm.
just runs. It becomes viral, as they say. This this is wrong. It's not meant for that. It's not.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was amazed at the statistics telling us that these HBCUs produce 25% of Black
Yep.
STEM graduates
Yes.
on
Yes.
significantly that scared funding,
Yep.
but yet they are succeeding. That is the
Absolutely.
motivation.
Yep.
That is the
Absolutely.
motivation. And
Yep.
once you have it, and when you don't know, you seek out those who know to get the right information that will
Exactly.
lead you to where you're headed to.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
will and you will get there.
You will.
Yes. And so once now we have that information, of course, you cannot be seeking that information if you're not thinking of a better lifestyle, or you're
Mm-hmm.
not thinking of building wealth, or you're not thinking of, oh, my parents have done this and I need to do better because I also need to give them a better life. So,
Right.
how do we go ahead in building that wealth?
Yep.
Through AI.
Yep.
Do we
Yep.
do we do we believe that there are practical ways forward that we can do that, or do we just want to be comfortable where we are right now, where the stakes are, and allow the same system that it was built on to continue? That is a point for you to reflect on, and this slide is going to just take a look at some of those. Entrepreneurship, right? AI powered service businesses in healthcare. Some of us know that. Legal and small business automation. There are minority business development agency grants for AI adoption. If you are thinking or you're planning, if that is your desire, it is out there, it exists, and there are those that are Black funded, and you have accelerators out there that will help you, whether you choose to go through the colleges or you choose to go through the community where you'll be trained, you get into the workforce, and you will develop your career from there. What career skills do you need? There are free certifications. And an example is I found was the Google AI for everyone. I did not even know that. I did not have enough time to go in and research for that, but I know from my work environment they are offering free certification courses for
Yep.
you to learn and understand, because this is something that everyone needs to get caught up with.
Yep. I think at the very beginning when Dr. Derek and Pastor Shagan, he used to
Mhm.
talk about that a lot. He did some presentations on that way back when. So yeah,
Thank you for that refresher. That is correct. And
yeah.
I think when he comes back, yes, when Pastor Shaggy comes back, he is still going to continue with those
There you go.
series,
Yep.
encouraging us, telling us, go get your certifications. It's not as difficult as we want to think or we want to believe. Let
It's
us
not.
not allow the social media to scare us from sitting down and actually doing the basic minimum.
That's
But for
right.
those that want to take it higher, then you can pursue the IBM skill build options and go to the HBCUs and be the engineers and be in the leadership. Yes, if you choose to go through that route and be
Yeah.
the mentors to
Yep.
the younger generation coming,
Mm-hmm.
right? That will be walking through that black technology pipeline. There is high demand in entry roles right now. Data annotation, prompt engineering, AI
Mm-hmm.
ethics review. Are you thinking of these jobs? It doesn't require you to have a degree or a master's degree for you to get in. These are entry jobs.
It doesn't. It does not.
Mhm.
I
And then
agree.
when we come to the trading and investment, now these are for those that wants to look at the infrastructure track. You want to build that agency, you want to build that enterprise, you want to invest. And there are many ways that you can do that investment,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Through those different ways, we talk of Black investment clubs, NBMBAA financial legacy programs. I mean, we have seen Dr. John,
Yes.
Queen Miriam Edward,
Mm-hmm.
myself, and
Yep.
also Queen Aisha.
Yes.
We in on this platform have been promoting financial legacy education
Yes,
for
you
all
have.
of us, and we will continue to do, because again, education is power, awareness is what you get, and with that you can make informed decision. And
Absolutely.
as blacks or Africans and people of minority, AI is here, and let us use that knowledge and try to make it useful for us and move us forward. That
Absolutely.
pathway in a practical way.
Very practical. Yes.
Yes, yes,
Hmm.
in a practical way.
What I don't want for people, anybody, young, old, in between, race, whatever, is to sit around saying it's going to pass. It's and then they're doing self exclusion. I can't wait for this to be. Many a lot of
Uh-huh.
women, especially of a certain age, are saying that. They
Yes.
are busily doing self exclusion. But the thing is, with all these things that you just listed here, you don't have to become some AI tech guru
No.
if that name is it. It's just be independent and use the tool for anything. Don't rely on other people,
Yes.
because especially people, I call them the women of legacy women who've been 50, 60. They've seen so many things come and go, with typewriter to processor to, you know what I mean. We've done these things, so this is no different.
No.
This is
It
no
doesn't
different.
it doesn't require you founding a company. It
No, it
doesn't,
does not.
except for those who want to have that agency. But it
Exactly.
doesn't require.
It does not. You don't have to become a tech guru. I know that nobody uses that word anymore, but that's what I'm thinking. You don't have to know it all. Use it
No.
for your purposes, because it's got, if you want to go to the stratosphere and launch at whatever it is, that's fine. But you just want to do something, even just what Dr. Benny's always talking about, even just to be cyber secure, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yes.
at any level, just, it's not going to bite you.
No. No, it's not. So, I mean, at this point, I would like to ask us to have like an action point for us to take
Hmm.
home or to reflect on. I
Right.
mean, just write down, or if you want to say it aloud and then you still write down. Sometimes they say it aloud to yourself, you speak truth to yourself, or speak the words.
Hmm.
You and Queen Lorato always tell us the power of the words that come out of your mouth.
Oh, yes.
Speak it
Yeah.
out, write it down, and speak it out loud to one of this action from this slide that you are going to implement, or you're going to apply within
Mm.
within 30 days. That works for you, and that will be something, a goal. And then when we get to the next series, we can revisit that and hear feedback for those who were able to do something and take something out of this slide. So that brings us to our closing reflection and discussion. And the primary question I would love for us to reflect on is, does AI function as a positive force within the power to level the playing field for economic power and generational wealth in Black, African, or minority communities?
But may I ask something, Queen Kanla?
Yes, yes,
So, so AI will be, the way you're talking, where we're discussing here, will
yes.
take artificial intelligence, the technology,
Mhm.
will still take two different divergent parts then, because we talk about black this, the minority this, whatever it is. So it's going to be still two cultures then, the way you're seeing it.
Yes, until it gets to that point where we are talking about the fairness, the representation, because that gap already exists.
Yeah,
Progress has been made.
yeah.
What is our base? What is our foundation? The technology system, ecosystem, The developers, the builders, they are way ahead. And in comparison to Black African or people of minority, it benefits them more. And right now, they are leading in terms of positioning themselves with AI. Who are the leading? Who are the leading entrepreneurs? Who are the leading enterprises on AI? And which
So,
brings us, if you recall, we had an example during the last presentation of one that is trying to bring that awareness, whether be it education, where you can go and you try to understand that perspective of fairness, where you can get your information.
Aisha, so so exclusion and segregation, those two terrible words, are still something that we're contending with. That's what you're saying, in effect.
Unspoken but implied.
Yeah.
It You would not see it clearly documented somewhere, would you?
Of course not. You won't. No, that's not. I don't even think that. But I'm saying, in your research and in some of
Mm-hmm.
the comments and the things that I'm seeing, the
Yeah.
statistics, that
Yes.
seems to be happening. We're bringing it right along in the new technology then.
Exactly. It is moving right along. Yes, there is still limited representation, which is the exclusivity for some of these communities. And yes, you can see the data is right there. Data
Yeah.
is right there. Who owns the infrastructure, like I was saying? They are the leading in terms of ownership.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
Yes, yes.
It's very sad.
And then what happens with the generational wealth building when the AI automates entry level jobs that historically served as first economic rung,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Just
Yes.
let us reflect about that. Just think about that. And then I think before we got here, we also reflected your question now, Queen Yvonne. The last part of the reflection is which specific policies deserve the most attention, right?
Yeah. Overall, you're talking about, and okay. All right.
In determining whether AI closes or widens the wealth gap. How engaged are we? How engaged are we in this?
So, so the question is, I wouldn't say blame, but who
No,
has
we
been,
are not
who has,
blaming. It's the
who has been,
statistics, it's data.
yeah,
That
who,
is what we are
I
needing.
get it, yeah, who has been derelict in their duties of having of having this impasse, of having this situation that we had such hope. No, seriously, Queen Kana, we had, I know I did, and I know you did, such hope for this technology to bring about
Yes,
more fairness, more equity.
more
But that is
fairness.
not what we're seeing, and you're saying
Yes,
we we need to mitigate that before it gets too out of hand.
correct. Yes, yes, we need to mitigate that before it gets to. I think it's both ways because now, even though we don't want to get into the politics
Yeah,
of it, but
yeah,
we
yeah,
also cannot ignore the fact that it will require in is a combination of things to be done.
yes,
Policy is going to be one of them, and how this policy comes around, it comes from our participations with who our elected leaders are. But you can have the right elected leaders, but if you don't know what you want to demand, then those policy changes will not be made.
yes.
Or in our workplaces, like we've talked about the pipelines where you can learn or you can go to education, you get certifications, you start aligning yourself within that pipeline. It is something that is another way. So as individuals, as a community, as businesses
Mm-hmm.
are already doing something to close up that. But what I am trying to expose or be bring the education is that we still have a lot more to do, and it's not going to be one person, it's not going to be one thing, but it's
Yes.
going to be a combination of all of this, and then figure out where, when you find yourself where in a position where you need to do something to take that step forward for the collective and not only for the individual. Remember that once we do that, it's going to be the collective that is going to benefit from it. As an
Mm.
individual, you can only go that far alone. But
Exactly.
as a collective, then it will go a long way. I mean, we are not, it's not a secret. Don't you? I mean, we know right here that there has been a lot of uh,
Yes, we have.
there's
You know. Yeah.
scarcity in funding now. You okay? That is a good example of your an answer to your question. Who derelicated their duty to for it to get to this point?
Mm-hmm.
We are not blaming anybody, but hey, something went wrong, and whoever within the process, it did not work right. That's why there's scarcity of funds, and of course, there is need for fundraisers. Are we raising the funds as well? When
Mm-hmm.
it comes to the part of raising the funds as
Yeah.
a community, because we cannot also depend entirely on the state or on the government or the sponsors at some point in
Absolutely.
time. So it involves everybody to get engaged, everybody to participate.
Yes, it does. It does. So what you're talking about is activism of some sort from the grassroots right up
Correct.
to the community level, the business levels,
Correct.
churches, whatever. Everybody, what is it? All hands on deck. That's
It's all hands on deck. It's all hands on deck for us to make, to bring the fairness that we want to see.
absolutely be the
So
change we want to see. Yep, absolutely.
exactly. So we have seen the statistics, but
Mm-hmm.
if we want it to come to the fairness that we want or we are advocating, then it will require this level of participation,
Involvement and participation.
involvement.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly. And by
absolutely.
using the right resources, then we can go. And again, here we are just acknowledging where I went and dig and got this
Mm,
wealth of information, resources, and knowledge. I use
mm-hmm.
I use Aisha. So
Very
and
good.
this
Very
yes,
good.
so this is not what you call advice to anybody, but it
Mm,
is more of an education, is for educational purposes, for information purposes, so that we can use this information and make informed decisions as
yes.
we live in the era of AI.
Yeah. Thank
How
you.
it impacts you, your children, your generation, and how it's going to impact your family legacy as well as the collective legacy, as long
Yes.
as you are a person of minority.
Mm-hmm.
It
Thank
is
you.
going to, unless we join in the activism to make sure that things at least get to where it is going to be fair for us.
Yes.
Mhm.
Thank you, Queen Kana. That was very, very, very in depth, and I'm sure there's more to come. So there we go. I'm sure it's
So
it's not gonna be ended anytime soon. It's gonna be ongoing
no,
because yeah. Thank you.
no, no,
Mm-hmm.
it's not. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that brings me to the end of our presentation today. So thank you for listening. And I want to stop here. If there are any questions or any more um, contributions or participation, please let me know. So thank you all.
Thank you, Queen Kanla. There, I don't see anything in the chat, so I think people are going to be mulling this over for a while because it's it doesn't make any sense to not be part of this because it's technologies don't generally reverse themselves. I remember people talk TV. Oh, that was just a passing fad, and now people have they have so many TVs in their homes. It's not even funny.
Right.
It's so, yeah, it's not going to go back. And on a global equity scale, I'm saying this is the question basically that you've been asking. How do we ensure that AI benefits localized, indigenous, or non-Western cultures rather than
Mhm.
forcing them to adapt to dominant Western data models?
Correct.
That's another question that we need to be answering, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. My stop sharing screen has disappeared. Where is the better?
Disappeared.
I can find it to stop the sharing. So,
Uh, where is it?
um,
There you go.
there you go. All right.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Thank you.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a powerful topic of the day. And as I said, we can't self we can't resort to self exclusion because it is here to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
All right. Do we have any questions, comments in the chat? We can just head straight into Q&A.
I don't see a thing in there yet, sister. I don't know what if anything is on YouTube. Do you normally are you normally able to see that? I don't know.
They come, yeah, if they are interacting in the YouTube, yes. So
Hmm.
it will be in each of the YouTube, yeah. So
Okay.
none for mine. Cannot see Dr. Pat, but if they are, if you are participating through any of the YouTube, we want to acknowledge and say thank you for your participation. Okay, so we can now move on to, well, I think conclude the webinar.
Of course.
All right. You can proceed, Queen Yvonne, with your closing remarks.
Okay, so I just want to say we are not isolated threads left to drift in the wind. That's what I want to say. When we cling to our self-centeredness, we remain loose and fragile and incomplete. But there's a grander design, especially for those of us who believe that we have a purpose. Today we are invited to pull away from the narrow confines of the self and to surrender to the master weaver's hand, and that will be the creator. As we let go of our own pride, we are knit tightly into a beautiful human community, which is what we're talking about here on both the word and the presentation. We're a human community bearing each other's burdens and sharing each other's joys. Okay, so let us step into the tapestry. Let your life be interwoven with those around you and ultimately anchored in the divine. For it is only when we lose ourselves in this sacred connection that we finally discover who we truly are woven to be, what our purpose is. Thank you,
Correct.
Queen Kanla. I'm finished.
Thank you so much, Queen Yvonne. Closing remarks from the topic is, let us just continue, whatever our desire or whatever we hope to use AI to transform our lives,
Hmm.
be on the positive, the constructive,
Yes.
the engaging side of AI.
Yes.
Dwell on that, because there is a lot of good that is going to come out of AI. We may not be able to see it right now because we are so worried about the
Hmm.
negative impact that we have started seeing, the worries about job losses, the worry about the baby boomers or the sandwich generations losing their jobs because it will be difficult for them to start learning, anew because of age or whatever the different reasons may be. But if we look at it from a positive, constructive perspective, AI is going to be an ecosystem that is going to be a level playing field player for every one of us. And just to give an example of communities of minorities, blacks, African, let's just think for 1 second. When TikTok was launched, or social Facebook, you have Twitter, it was still limited to the countries or to those that could afford it. But now with AI, how many of us can literally see that even in the suburbs of continental Mother Africa, or even wherever you are, everyone is leveraging the internet.
Yes.
AI is facilitating and is making that possible.
Yeah.
So the fact that it has already opened up that potential, it is left for us to explore it, step into it, stay focused, and determine which way you want to go by using the practical path of fairness, using your work ethics or AI ethics and principles, and something that will not only benefit you alone, but the collective.
Amen.
And I think
Absolutely.
it's going to overcome any negative or negativity projects or persons that are out there using it for that. Because let us just be honest, we do not have any control who makes the bad decision to use it.
Yes, that's right.
We can only control doing the positive and the good so that to balance it off, and which brings us to our topic of fairness and
Okay.
inclusivity. So
Yes.
thank you so much, and I look forward to our next series as we continue to dig dive, dig, dig. Oh, pardon me. It looks like I'm beginning to lose my words. As we continue to dig deeper, take a
Yes.
deep dive into the AI and its impact in
Right.
our lives in real time today. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, and so Queen Yvonne, at this time, we are just going to say thank you to our kings and queens on each of the different YouTube channel.
Yes.
We appreciate your time. We value your presence, your participation to listen to us. And I hope that you're going to go back, as always, with something learned, something new to take with you.
Thank
And
you.
yes, we look forward to seeing you next week. So just before we go, a reminder of our webinar sessions within the week. We have now only very few, not a lot. We have a Mindset Monday with Queen Miriam and Dr. Derek at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then we have on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Deep Dive Globally Changing Lives with Dr. Derek. Again, 7 p.m. Eastern. For your mindset, let me borrow Dr. Derek always says everything has to do with your mindset. And do you know that Queen Jacqueline Warner is now back and is doing phenomenal job in presentation with
Yes.
her, I know,
Yes, she is.
mindset topics or health topics on Thursdays. I attended the last one and it was brilliant. It was informative. It was wonderful.
So did I. It was very wonderful.
Ye-
Absolutely, yes.
Yes. So if you are able, join Dr. Derek 7 p.m. Eastern, and then
Mhm.
we are waiting on our Queen sister Yvonne and Doc to tell us when they are ready. But
I will.
other than that, we will be back again on Sunday at 12:45 p.m. for the next Dream Team webinar. So thank you all. We love you and we look forward to seeing you next week. So we can all unmute and say we are so in it to win it. Thank you and have a wonderful, blessed week.
Thank you. Goodbye, everyone. We are in it to win it. Bye.
We are so in it to win it.
Bye. Is anything happening afterwards, Sister Kanla? No?
Yes, we will
Okay.
jump in for a
Win
brief
it to win
meeting.
it. Yes.
Okay. All right. Bye bye.
Yes. We are so thank you, Bishop Harold